Let's talk about what Gamefreak is secretly making for the Switch. Gamefreak is some sneaky devils. They freaking put out Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon and hyped it up while they're really just working on something else. And you can take that two ways, because there's a huge fan base that says, yo, Ultra Sun and Moon sucked. They're crash grabs. Yeah, look, it's up to you whether it's a cash grab or not. I already made a video on it talking about what I think, but it's like, if you think it was a cash grab, it only supports what they're doing right now even more, because you already know while Gamefreak is working on Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, putting out these trailers like 2 every month up until its release like a month ago, that's not even their main project they're working on. We known since E3 of this year that Gamefreak is making a core game for the Switch. You remember that, right? Some people thought that it was just any Pokemon game for the Switch. It could be like a Coliseum remake and crap. But the big point is that it's made by Gamefreak, which means that it's not a Mystery Dungeon, it's not a Ranger, it's not a Conquest 2. All of those would be cool, but it's a main series game unless Gamefreak decides to be the ones making Super Coliseum, Pokemon Ultra Coliseum. It's actually big news that they said that during E3, and it hasn't hit a lot of people yet. It's hit a few more people since they said that the 3DS line is now done with freaking Ultra Sun and Moon. Where's my copy? That's the last 3DS games, so they're not making any more after that. And that's why this news is so important, because they've already blatantly told us, yeah, we've been working on the Switch. Please excuse Ultra Sun and Moon. Not that Ultra Sun and Moon are bad games, but you already know how the Gamefreak meeting went.
Okay, so everybody here? Masada? Look, I'm late because I spent like 2 months. Look, me and Omri just got back. What are you popping up on Christmas Day like Santa for? Oh, we just got back from our vacation. We went to Spain. We were doing a lot of stuff from there. But look, staff, I know you're wondering. Over the past few months, your staff has been decreasing. There used to be 40 members in here. Now there's just 18. Where have the other 22 gone? Well, they're with me in this room. Pretty much, we've slowly left you guys who are working on, what is it? What do you guys end up calling it? Stars? Eclipse? Pokemon Eclipse? We're working on something else because Pokemon needs to move on to bigger, better, and greater things. Look at our competitors. Sony, Microsoft, Call of Duty. Have you seen the new God of War? The new Last of Us? We need to match their graphics. Dude, their graphics in what? In Pokemon? In 2018. Pokemon needs to get there. So you kids can handle the Sun and Moon stuff. We've been working on a better game over here. But so we're gonna, Johnny, you can be president of this project. Make Pokemon Eclipse, whatever you guys are gonna call it. We'll check in a bit. Just letting you guys know that's why the staff has been decreasing, okay? Yo, cheer up, Ouija Moto. He didn't cancel it this time like Z. We can finish our game this year. Dude, he's back already? Okay, team, we've seen what you've done with the project. More Alolan forms, alternate Necrozma, Rainbow Rocket, flawless ideas. You guys have been doing a great job. But there's one thing out of my taste and all that. 2 things. One, let's cut the Alolan forms. Let's not excite people too much for this. Yeah, because this is the real project. And also, I don't, what is that, Eclipse? I don't like the name. How about, I already filed, how about, Sun, Ultra Sun, and Ultra Moon? I don't know, Mazda. We're pretty much done the game. We can't do that now. Okay, so you don't think it's a good idea, but the trademark just came in, so these don't file themselves. It's gonna be Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Split him, okay? Dude, we can't split it into 2. It's the same game. How about you make 2 new Necrozma forms? How about you make it so Necrozma fuses with Solgaleo and fuses with Lunala instead of just absorbing light to transform? How about that? Dude, just ignore it. Oh, one more thing. We put out the trailer for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon today, so you have to go with it.
And then he left the room, and that was June freaking 2nd, or whatever day Pokemon Sun and Moon were announced. That's the story. That's what happened behind the scenes, and then we got the announcement for Ultra Sun and Moon. They were really working on the Switch game for who knows how long. It could have been from the start of 2017. It could be from midway through 2016. But they've been actually doing development on the Switch game while working on Ultra Sun and Moon. That's the whole reason they split their staff. You guys know that they split their staff, right? They said it themselves. The entire Ultra Sun and Moon game was done by the younger staff at Gamefreak, and they say it themselves, the veterans were working on the Switch title. They're blatantly telling us that, yeah, Ultra Sun and Moon was just a side project, which should excite some people because a lot of people were disappointed with the game, saying, come on, Game Freak, you stoop low. You don't know how to make a Pokemon game anymore. How about this was just meant to stall, like Pokemon Yellow stalled for Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. You remember that, right? It was just 2 decades ago. But first of all, that doesn't mean Ultra Sun and Moon were bad games. They were freaking great games, and it would have been a perfect game if they just followed the one thing I said in this video. I'm not gonna spoil it. And for more freaking proof, you can see it yourselves. Sun and Moon, who's the director? Shigeru Omori. Ultra Sun and Moon, who's the director? Shigeru, no, it's freaking Kazumasa Iwao, which is someone else. Where is Shigeru Omori? Is he on vacation? No, he's freaking working on the Switch game. He signed it off for these kids to handle while he's typing up on a bigger computer. So I want you guys to freaking be excited. This is exciting news that whatever they've been sneakily working on for the past year, Ultra Sun and Moon was just the forefront of that, to just make you think nothing was going on. But you know, now we get to what this video is about. Game Freak is secretly working on something for the Switch and has been working on something for the Switch. What is that? What have they been doing? Now, like I said, it's Game Freak, so it's a main core series game. So get your freaking thoughts on. What were they working on? First of all, you tell me in the comments before I tell you, but I'll give you a couple ideas myself. Number 1, Sinnoh remakes. Now, this isn't number 1. This is one of the ideas because this isn't the most possible one. There's one more possible than this, but Sinnoh is next up on the line to be remade. Hoenn remakes felt like last year. You remember Oras freaking waiting for more news on Mega Evolutions, waiting to see what Rayquaza's Primal version was going to be. That all felt like last year. The remakes were 3 years ago. Somehow they've upgraded the graphics to this from Chibi Archie and this, and it felt like time has just flown by. But Diamond and Pro remakes are up next, and with these Sun and Moon enhanced graphics, it would feel like the graphics gap again between the Gen 1 and Gen 2 remakes, as well as the Gen 2 to Gen 3 remakes, from the Game Boy to the DS to the 3DS. Now we're gonna move up to the Switch. Sinnoh remakes make sense, and it would also get a couple more upgrades. Being on the Switch, it wouldn't lag, and you might even get some Pokemon following you. But Diamond and Pro remakes on the Switch would feel like some HD Coliseum super game. And can you just imagine the covers of Diamond and Pro remakes, like a Switch title, Temporal Diamond, Spatial Pearl, or I've heard another one, Eternal Diamond and Infinite Pearl, because eternal time and infinite space. That should be one of the obvious ideas. And also, on the latest freaking TCG boxes, they focus on Sinnoh cards, which doesn't have to do anything with it, but you've got freaking Dialga, more Dialga, Cyrus. Everyone from Sinnoh is back in the TCG, and that hasn't happened in a long time. I probably have a graphic on screen. The last time Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, Darkrai all were in the TCG was a while ago. But even if all this isn't hints for Diamond and Pro remakes, it should be painfully obvious. They're up next. It's like, if you guys remember, when we really wanted freaking Hoenn remakes. Remember the saying, Hoenn confirmed? That seemed like it was never gonna happen. There was always like fan renditions of it having black and white graphics, and it was like the most mind-blowing thing ever to think that Hoenn could be recreated. Now we're freaking in the future, and we're spoiled with Hoenn remakes already, and now we're waiting for the next hashtag, freaking Sinnoh confirmed. It's gonna happen soon. But like I said, there's one more thing plausible. The biggest thing that Game Freak could be working on with this freaking Switch game, programming day and night, pulling up all-nighters, is Generation 8. You could always look at past trends. Game Freak has never started off a new console with remakes. The freaking Game Boy Advance era, Ruby and Sapphire come out, and then you get Gen 1 remakes. The DS era, Diamond and Pro comes out, and then you get Heart Gold and Soul Silver. The freaking 3DS era, Generation 6 is established with X and Y, and then you get your Ruby and Sapphire remakes. To start off a generation with remakes, it might not even do well for them business-wise, so they would for sure go for Generation 8 first. But anyway, back to Gen 8. Alola's story has come to a close. It's time to move away from it. Lily, Kukui, they're all a finished story, a thing of the past. That's right, feel bad. Look, in the anime, the dudes got married. Like, the stuff is wrapping up. But Generation 8 really might be more plausible than Diamond and Pro remakes. Just imagine it, a brand new generation, region, Pokemon, and you already know the return of gyms. The entire Pokemon feel would be recaptured, and while you miss Alola and the takeaway from our typical games with the no gyms and all, you'll seriously love what this new region is. I heard Masuda's been taking a trip to Spain, so maybe the Gen 8 games are based off that. Think of some, let me look up some Spain mythology. A young bull, that's a shapeshifter and takes the shape of a man. it's really hard to come up with two legendaries, what versions they'd be, counterparts and crap. That's why they base it off stuff. But he made a trip to Spain. You can only imagine that he's trying to get some inspiration to work on these games if it is a Spain-based region. When he takes trips like that, who knows? He hinted the Rainbow Rocket crap, which I still can't believe turned out to be real. I freaking saw it on his Twitter before Rainbow Rocket was revealed. The dude's standing there, and then you got all these legendaries beside him. And then the one leaker's like, guess what? That is him spoiling Rainbow Rocket. And then I gave him a virtual slap, and then he gave me a virtual slap once it was confirmed. That turned out to be a real hint for Rainbow Rocket. So whenever he tweets out these locations or certain tweets, you gotta be wary. See if you guys can come up with it. Two legendaries from Spain mythology that it could be based off. I don't know, Demon and Angel. That it's really hard to come up with Pokemon ideas now. I'm surprised they actually came up with Sun and Moon. Those are great ideas. But yeah, these are the two big things that Gamefreak is working on at the moment. Of course, like I said, Generation 8 seems more freaking likely to be put out first, but you never know with Gamefreak. Like, Gamefreak has been doing this weird thing where they're trying to be unpredictable. And I'm not sure if I agree with it, because certain trends in Pokemon need to stay trends. After every Pokemon game, we were used to being sold a third version, and that actually excited us. When Diamond and Pearl came out, we were hoping, we're like, yo, just imagine the news of a third game, of the Emerald, of Diamond and Pearl, and then they announce it, Platinum, and you see this cool Giratina form on the cover. Everyone in the audience knows this is just Diamond and Pearl again, but that's the trend, that's the culture of Pokemon, to get the third and refined version. And while people were used to that, I guess Game Freak feels a little insecure about being so predictable. So when Black and White came out, while everyone was anticipating Gray and ready to buy Gray if that's what they were gonna sell, they put out Black 2 and White 2, which were great games, so it was worth it there. But they only started twisting it more and more since. After X and Y comes out, everyone's anticipating Z, but they gave us exactly, freaking Hoenn confirmed, and no Z. After Sun and Moon, everyone was expecting Stars or Eclipse, and were ready to actually buy it if that's what it was called, but they gave us Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And it's true, Game Freak, we can't predict you anymore, so you're doing a good job there, but some trends, they should just let be predictable. It's like you can predict the next iPhone. Like in September, they're for sure gonna announce an iPhone. Imagine Apple started messing it up like, no, now we're gonna twist it up, flip phone. It's like everyone's used to it already and actually want it that way. It's like, I think Pokemon even trademarks the names that they were supposed to do but don't end up taking. They freaking trademarked Gray, they trademarked Pokemon Z, they trademarked stuff like Water Blue and crap as well, but they have all these games in their freaking Santa sack, but they always try to be unpredictable. So unless Game Freak wants to take the next step in being unpredictable, instead of starting off a console with a new generation, new Pokemon to all establish the new generation, they might freaking throw Diamond and Pearl remakes at us. But business-wise, it doesn't make sense. They should do Generation 8. But those are the two big things, and it's things to get excited about. They're actually making it. This isn't like after X and Y where you're excited for the game, October 13 comes, you beat the game, and then you're sad that there's no Pokemon news. They freaking already told us that they're working on something, and who knows when the announcement would be. Some people say this game won't come out until like 2019, but with the way things are going now and with how fast-paced Pokemon's trying to move, who knows? You might even get like 4 months from now. There might even be like, we have a special announcement, check the site in 4 days. And then you get freaking Pokemon Plus and Minus or some crap. Or a year from now, we're already talking about some of the Pokemon they revealed and crap. And we're looking back at Alternate Crozma like, yeah, remember that boss battle? And then there's news, I think just like 2 days ago, where they said that there's apparently listings that are apparently from Game Freak, but they're looking for people who can use Unreal Engine, which is just this like 3D engine and crap. But yeah, I don't want to go too far off with this video, but Pokemon is freaking working on crap. They're working on a Switch game. Don't let that fly over your head. Freaking take it in. There's stuff to anticipate, and if you didn't like Ultra Sun and Moon, it's because it was the forefront. It was the cover-up. It was the freaking poster that covered the window that when you peel off, you see Masada curled up working on a Switch game in there. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I don't want to go too far off. I could continue on for so long, but I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. What do you think Game Freak is working on for the Switch? And if you think they're working on Generation 8, what do you think Generation 8 is? And I mean, if you think they're working on Diamond and Pearl remakes, what will they be called and crap? Let me know your thoughts on all that in the comments below. Smack the like button if you enjoyed this video. And as always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.